as I'm getting the frames in these nucs, getting ready to take them over to the yard and put the brood frames in them, build the nucs. They need 3 frames of brood, frame of pollen, and a frame of honey. That's what I like to do. So it wasn't hard to find empty frames to put in there. I marked pollen frames when I found them yesterday. I forgot to take my camera, so I didn't get that shot, but I'll show it to you when I get out there today or whenever. So now I'm going back through the boxes that I had gone through when they came home looking for honey frames, so I can find a nice frame of honey to stick in there. Then I mark that, or mark what side of the box it's on, so that I don't need to take it out, because that'll stay, that honey frame will stay in there. And just marking this side of the box, so I know that's the one. Then I can efficiently pull these 4 frames out, grab the 3 brood frames and a pollen frame, stick it in there, and the nuc's made. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, going through this old equipment to find. So I didn't keep them sorted out. They're all mixed in with the empty ones I pulled out when I put the honey on them a couple weeks ago, but at least I know there's some in here, so we'll just keep hunting for them. Well, got all the nucs loaded up and over here. I got to get them off the truck and onto the boxes where I'll start doing the splits. Dave has got a mean colony here. They're just flat mean. They're not a little aggressive. They met me when I got out of the pickup. I tried to feed them the other day, and my feeder worked great, by the way. I forgot to bring my camera to show it, but it worked great. I just ran around with the hose and filled them up. I popped the lid on those girls, and I got 45 or 50 stings on my hands before I could get to the pickup and find a pair of gloves. They were just flat mean, and it's, you know, 80 degrees and there's flowers blooming. I don't know, if they were my bees, I think I'd do something about them. Sure, they're real productive, but damn, they're mean. Anyway, I'm gonna get boxes off here, and then we'll get set up and stack them up with brood. See if we can get a little bit of this on film here. So, as I went through these the other day and pulled the brood out, put it upstairs, I marked the nice pollen frames that I find so that I can, you know, get them in too, because I need a pollen frame. So I mark them with a P right here, so I don't have to hunt for them. And then I mark them with the color of the year. So there's one I was in a minute ago that had a blue P on it. Well, here's one in another box coming out that had a blue P on it. So I know that was, you know, pollen from that year, not this year. So it makes it just quicker when I get here. So here I've got my honey frame marked over there, so I don't have to start from that side. When I get my 4 frames out, and this one's only got 3 frames of brood, but it's got 2 pollen frames. So 2 of the boxes I've done so far didn't have any pollen frames. So I marked them so I'd know, and I can go back and add the pollen as I get to them. So there's a decent brood frame. It's got more drone than I'd like to see, but it is what it is. I only got what I got this year. So there's a nice brood frame. These girls will start coming out and doing their job. There isn't a lot of extra room in these nucs that I built, so if I don't take this drone brood off the bottom, they'll hit the bottom. So there's, this one's got larvae in it at all stages. I like to build my boxes with all cap brood. Then they're really strong, but this year we're just not strong, so it isn't gonna happen. Got to work with what I got. So now my pollen frame will go in there. So I've got a honey on one side and pollen on the other. 3 frames with brood in there. Get the lid on it. Now it's going to sit right on top of the box it just came out of, because I want any field force to go back inside and help the original colony. But I want to write who it came from. So this came out of 37. And this is where I'd write if it was missing a pollen frame, so I could get back and get one in. Like one of these will go help the other. The reason I write on where it came from is if I get it home and I find a queen, I know where in the hell she's got to go back to. You know, I know who doesn't have a queen. And sometimes they'll get up through those queen excluders. It happens. So I found through major catastrophes and errors that it's best to document everything you can, keep track of where things have come from in case you've got to backtrack. Alright, now I don't need to be doing it right now, but I am. Probably shouldn't. Should be just getting busy with it because the sun's trying to go down. We'll go ahead and get the queen excluder out of there. Hopefully with the last couple of days she's got enough brood down there that she'll stay down there because it's where they should be anyway. Get a big chunk of pollen off of that queen excluder. Lid back on. That one's done. So these girls come right back over and sit right on top of it. So tomorrow I'll come in and pick these up in the morning, and hopefully the field force will go back, because these girls are going to work somewhere and they need all the support they can get to build back up. So gonna get busy with it. Hopefully I don't have to turn a light on tonight.